Okay, here goes. This is for all the newbies to AR15s, strip and assemble. Okay, so visually and check this chamber's clear. Righto. To start off with removing these two pins. Sometimes I'm told they're tight, but I've never experienced that with my one, so I just pop them through. If you need to, you could give them a little tap with something. Pull the pins out. That separates your upper and your lower. So we'll put our lower there and we'll come back to that. Right, so next thing we want to do is pull out our bolt group. So you just grab hold of your charge handle and that will come back. And you can just slide your bolt out and then the charge handle comes out. If you can see here, there's a little bit that sticks out there, and when you go to put it back in, you've got to put it in and line it up and then slide it forward a little bit, but we'll come back to that. Okay, so that's pretty much as you'll ever disassemble your upper. To clean this, when I've been shooting, I like to use same sort of stuff as cotton sheets. This is actually Nana's old pillowcase. You can go to emporiums or whatever and buy big meters of fabric, and it's lint free. Like, you won't put lint all through your action. I find with those red and white cleaning cloth that you buy from the gun shops, it just puts fluff on everything, and it's a bit of a pain in the bum, really. So I just get a bit of hard plastic or a pen or something and put it over top of the cloth over top of it, and then get in here and get into all the corners and clean out all the carbon and whatnot. You see this is a little bit dirty. I haven't cleaned it since I last fired it. And then when you've cleaned it and cleaned your barrel, we'll cover that in another one. Put that aside. Now we're going to strip the bolt. This does need to be disassembled and cleaned pretty much every time you clean your rifle, so you can get flawless operation out of it. First thing you're going to do is find something around this sort of size, and you can remove the split pin here. Make sure you don't lose it. Pull that out, and now you can remove the firing pin that comes out. Next thing is to turn this pin here, and then you can just lift it out. It's got a hole through it there that the firing pin actually goes through, and now you can pull the bolt out. When you clean it, you want to clean all inside in here, and then before you reassemble, just lots of oil, M-Pro 7 oil, just heaps of it. These semi-automatics, they love oil. The more oil the better. To disassemble your extractor, carefully push this pin out. It's got a spring underneath it. It's not a lot of pressure on there, but you should just be able to pull that little pin out, and for goodness sake, don't lose it. When you open this up, you should have a spring here and a little rubber ring, black one. I'm told they should be black. And then you want to clean out all inside here, and this allows you to get better access to this area inside here. You can depress the extractor here and clean all the way around. Make sure there's no carbon in there. Clean underneath the extractor claw, and then reassemble. So it's just reverse order. Depress the spring to line up the hole. It should just pop right in there. Make sure it's flush with the body of the bolt. Okay, reassemble. Line up your extractor with the side that it's going to eject out of. Idiot. Should just slide right on in. Oh, a point to note: these little rings here, got to make sure that these little gaps, they don't line up. They have to be all separate, otherwise you'll have misfires or your gas parts won't work properly. Okay, so you line in here, you'll be able to see the hole. If you note here, I've actually installed it upside down, so I need to pull it out and turn it over. Right, so make sure that's on the right hand side, otherwise it won't eject around. Insert your pin, and turn it. Now you can put in the firing pin. Now the trickiest bit about this is putting this split pin back in. I find if you put it in, it's got to go across, and it opens out a little bit inside there, but you got to get it in the hole on the other side, and usually I find if you just sort of turn it in circles, it'll just find its way in. But this is usually the most tricky part of the whole whole job, really. If someone else has got a better tip for that, I'm all ears. Don't normally have this much trouble. There we go, got her. Right, so that's ready to go back in to the upper. So the easiest way to do this, drop that in and slide it forward just a touch. This, the bolt has to be out. That just sits in the top of the charge handle. Slide the whole lot up. And the next bit you may do occasionally is removing this buffer spring here. Very little reason to really do it unless it's really gunked up, so you just depress that spring there. You can pull your, copy the action there, get this out of it. There you go. And you can pull out the buffer spring and buffer cleaner and pop it back in. And then to put the upper back onto the lower, I find if you just put it together from the top, I can see through, I can see the pins, pretty much line it up, just pop it straight through. Do the back one first. Other people might have a different technique that works. It's all about trying things out for yourself. She's back together. Function test. Cock the weapon. Fires, yes. See the dust flap there. Cock the weapon. Apply the safety. Try the trigger. She won't fire. Safety's working. Fire. This here, in case any of you are wondering, this is your forward assist. So if you have difficulty chambering around or closing the bolt, you can help seat the round like so. Alright, thanks for watching.